Oh man, the weatherman told me it would be sunny today. And is it? No, not at all. But regardless of the fact, guys, welcome to a brand new video. It is your host with the most, Paul Plan 2, and today we're gonna be gardening. So I got a bunch of plants to my native environment of Houston, Texas that do reside in this climate naturally that I'm gonna be chunking in the ground. And then I bought a bunch of other plants on a budget. So today I'm just gonna bust through some really cool plants that you guys should include in your garden if you have a similar climate. I'm gonna break down all the science behind the plants and overall just get into it. But thank you guys once again for joining me on another planting adventure. Like the video before we get started, just because you know this video gonna smack. And remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
All right, so here we are with all the plants I have accrued. Now, a bunch of these guys I got for half off at Lowe's, such as these three. They were all on sale. I got this dude for half off, and then some of the others are native plants that I got at my local native plant nursery. Now, they're on the side of my house as a daily reminder to get them in the ground, so that is exactly what we're doing. Okay, guys, so plant number one is going in this pod shade environment, and it is the Euonymus americanus, or the strawberry bush. Now, this dude grows from 6 feet all the way to 12 feet, and its native range is, of course, the United States, from Texas all the way to New York and Ohio, zone 6 through 9, and this dude just pops with red berries. So that's why I'm gonna throw it in the ground. Natives are great for not only animals, but insects as well. And I like having kind of a collection of a little bit of everything in my garden. Also, deer love to eat this thing. So if you guys live around a lot of deer, maybe this will distract them from other crops, potentially. But we're gonna throw it in the ground. It's super huge, so let's do it. Now, a little bit more info on the Euonymus americanus is this is a deciduous shrub, and the soil type it likes is moist, fertile, well-drained soils, and it does best in part shade, dappled lighting, but it can survive in full-on shade. Just try and protect it from the afternoon sun. Sun saw most this dude up, got him in easily, and take a gander at this boy thus far. Can't wait to see this youngin' grow up. Lovely. Okay, so we have the strawberry bush secured in the ground, and now the next plant we're adding in is this here fern, okay? And it doesn't really help, but the only label on it says mother fern. So I don't know exactly what fern this is. It just says mother fern. That doesn't really help, but the girl at the local native nursery spot was hyping this up, saying it was a native. I'm not sure if they have the wrong label in it or what's going on, but nevertheless, ferns generally like deep shade and a lot of water. So I'm gonna throw this guy right here in the ground next to the compost bin. Fertile, wet, moist, drippy soil. Let's get her in. All right, y'all know, man, ferns can grow pretty much anywhere in the United States except probably deserts, obviously. But I really like the way ferns add a nice texture and kind of a tropical look without being an actual tropical plant. So that's why I put it in. But please, by all means, let's crowdsource what this may be by looking at its awesome, amazing leaves or fronds, whatever fern leaves is called, guys. If y'all know what this is, help a brother out. So we have made it to the side of the house. The fern is in the ground, and now we're throwing in this giant Yucca Solaris. Now, this dude sells for $54. I got it half off for 27 bucks at Lowe's. It grows to be like 6 feet tall. They say yuccas in general grow in zones like 3 or 5 all the way to 10. However, this dude is only cold hardy to 32 degrees. So I venture to say that it is not as cold hardy as some varieties. And I think this area is the absolute perfect location for it. Perfect. Because it doesn't have any really sharp textures, and this will look really good prominently placed right here. All right, so this whole little corner section of my side part of my yard, I want to have with evergreen plants. And obviously, the Yucca flaccida or the Yucca Solaris, I also couldn't find the scientific name for this plant. It was not listed on the little plant label, which I don't know why they do that, but regardless of the fact, I threw this guy in. Yuccas can tolerate a ton of soil types. This one in particular, and a lot of the variegated yuccas grow in zone 7 through 11. So keep that in mind, my guys. But go ahead and check out the foliage because it is striking. It is popping. It's nicely variegated, and it actually is orgasmic visually. Okay. Damn. All right, splendid, darling. We have one Yucca Solaris in the ground, and now it's time to throw in yet the other one, another one. And this dude, I mean, they say they need full sun. It's kind of right under this oak tree, but it's getting blasted, and then as the sun sets, it still will get hit by light, so I think it'll be all right. Either way, it was 20 bucks, so sometimes you just gotta risk it. And I had a papaya right next to it, but my dog has jumped and like snapped it in half. I don't know if it's gonna die or come back, but either way, I'm putting this dude right next to it because YOLO. All right, well, upon closer inspection, that papaya was definitely dead because my dogs obliterated it. So I just dug the hole where that dude resided, and I placed this Yucca Solaris right where it formerly was. Now this is pretty much like a golden sword yucca, and they're native to the southeast of the United States, and they have 6-foot tall flowers when they bloom in late spring. And here's another slow-mo visual because these guys just look so clean. Glorious. So we have the second Yucca Solaris in the ground, and now we're throwing in yet a third yucca, and this is a different type, and this one was similarly on sale. I got this dude for $12, and it is a weeping yucca, so it will have a different way of growing and showing itself, and it'll be crying and leaning upon the earth with its leaves, with its tendrils. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this dude in the ground. Obviously the foliage is darker. It is going to have a weeping growth habit, which will be really, really cool. And for only 12 bucks, why not risk it and put it kind of in a part shade area? Bro, I just be rolling the dice with half my plantings, but you gotta get in where you fit in when you have relatively limited space because I've already planted so much. So despite the fact that this is kind of in a shady area, I did still put the weeping yucca in this bit of sun. Now the scientific name is the Yucca recurviflora. Oh, beautiful. I guess like a recurve bow because, you know, the yucca got the curves on it. Curvilaceous. Anyways, man, these guys, again, pop off with the white flower stalks. And the reason why I'm planting so many yuccas is because they do give that tropical look. And I want as many natives in my garden as possible just to benefit all the insects, the wildlife, and to still create a tropical garden look with plants that aren't necessarily from the tropics. And yeah, all yuccas are pretty much deer resistant. No one wants to put their mouth on a sharp object that can pierce your tongue, unless obviously you plan a trip to Spencer's. Regardless, this dude is looking lovely, it's looking smexy, and I'm glad I got another yucca in the earth. Now if you guys thought we were done with yuccas, boy, were you wrong. So we have one last yucca I'm gonna throw on the ground. I forgot I had this, dude. This is a red yucca. So when it flowers, it looks super, super cool. When it's not flowering, it's not the most impressive, but this needs little to no water, which is perfect because I can put it right next to this giant pine tree. So the pine tree suckles all the water off, and that's why having a dude such as this right underneath it in a small container will work splendidly. It can work its way around the roots and it'll flower and look great. All right, guys, so this isn't actually a yucca. It is an aloe. Hesperaloe parviflora is the name, and this dude grows in zones 5 all the way to 11. Now it's native to the northern Mexico, Chihuahuan Desert, and Texas, but you guys can plant it where you see fit, so I put it right next to this pine tree where it wouldn't need too much aqua. Okay, guys, so we have ventured back into the front yard, and I have this nice circular bed right below my pine tree. And so the next plant I'm gonna throw in is Resilient. This dude is a pollinator haven. Butterflies and bees love to suckle on this, and it blooms in the winter time, or like fall/winter when a lot of other plants aren't. And this is the Mexican bush sage. It has beautiful purple flowers. I don't know if I enunciated correctly, and it's gonna go right smack dab in this bed, so I think it'll look fantabulous. All right, so I did have to slightly adjust the placement of the Salvia leucantha, or the Mexican bush sage, and I'm telling you guys, this is one of my favorite plants. It grows in zones 8 through 10. It has really nice minty colored foliage, and then the flowers are just so vibrant and purple. I have 2 of these planted. They form a nice bushy structure. They get up to like 4 feet tall, and I'm telling you guys, these are like a bee's buffet. Bees just come up on these dudes. So if you guys can grow these, definitely do so. They need little water, little care, are deer resistant. These are just an awesome plant. easily in my top 10, dude. Easily. Alrighty guys, so we have the Mexican sage in the ground, and now the next plant we're gonna throw in, I got at an estate sale for $3, which they had this similar specimen at a local nursery for $16, and it was smaller. So sometimes it does help to go to estate sales because you'll come across plants in broken pots such as this one. Now the shrimp plant grows in zones 9 through 11, so this is a warm climate acclimated plant, but pollinators go crazy over it. Like, they suckle on all the juices. They go absolutely nuts on this guy. So if you guys want a pollinator garden, put in a shrimp plant and hopefully it'll take over this entire area I have right here. All right, baby, Mr. Shrimp Plant, aka Justicia brandigiana. What a name. Is native to Mexico, so not the US, zones 8 through 11. Subtropical plant as it gets, and I came across this plant, was able to recognize it at a random estate sale where I saw it just forming a huge shrub and bush, which I showed some of the footage of, and that made me want to get one. Then at another estate sale, I found this specimen. Now the flowers obviously look like shrimps, hence the name, and I can't wait till this dude takes over the garden. Now last and not least, man, I'm gonna throw in a vining plant. Look at it, it's already in flower. This is a coral honeysuckle right here. It is a native to Texas and pretty much the Southeast. And I'm gonna see if I can fit this in so it'll climb up one of these pine trees as well and just add a little bit more flair and flavor to it. So here is the spot. Obviously, I want the pine tree to have a little bit of decoration, so I'm throwing in the Lonicera sempervirens, or the coral honeysuckle. This grows in zones 4 to 11, and I'm telling y'all, man, the native range is crazy. So if you live in the United States, this is a vining plant to grow. Hummingbirds love it, insects love it. The colors are beautiful, semi-evergreen. It looks really clean, and just take a gander at the flower. All right, guys, so there it is, man. Another video in the books. Hopefully you guys got some native plant inspiration from this video. If you did enjoy, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos coming up, and obviously remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
We got a lot of new things coming soon, so stay tuned. Until next time, peace.
Killing these songs, leaving them bloody like Parustu. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.